What's up guys, it is Vokun here to bring you a primer on my character for Guilty Gear Revelator, Kum Haehyun. This is a character that a lot of people see as, like a bottom 3 type character, and while that might not be necessarily wrong, I just feel like a lot of people don't understand Haehyun's offense, and I'm just going to be making a video primer on that. Whether or not you want to play Haehyun, you just want to learn about playing against Haehyun, whether you're interested in playing this character. This is something that I could see becoming like a regular series for me if people are interested, but just for this one, I want to talk about Haehyun's mix-up because, God, it is so cool and so strong and so varied and versatile, and there are people that I fight against constantly, like good players, that just don't even understand the basics of it, and so I don't even have to reach deep down into the cool stuff that Haehyun can do, and that's a real shame because I think that Haehyun is just such a cool character. So most people know about Haehyun. What they know about this character is high health, high damage, flashy kick loops, and vortex set play, and that's with the red tuner ball. And that when you first start to play this character, when you fight against like a basic Haehyun player, that's really all you experience. Haehyun does pretty crappy neutral, not the best normals, but she does something that almost no other character has, or she has something that almost no other character has, and that's huge amounts of health, extremely high damage, and vortex. These three things alone make Haehyun strong, because even though you have to make reads and you have to take 50-50 guesses that aren't always in your favor, you have the health to make mistakes and you have the health to make chances. So I just want to take you guys into a situation that you have probably seen a million times playing against this character, and that is after knockdown, red ball comes out. And I want you to know what is in my mind as a Haehyun player. So of course, what you want to do is right if you get the knockdown, whether it's off of 2D, whether it's off an air combo, whether it's off a throw, you want to be throwing that ball immediately. If you delay throwing that ball at all, it's possible for the enemy to wake up super you or DP you depending on where they landed, and that is a bad time. So one of the most important things you can practice in training mode when you're trying to get your set play down to Haehyun is to get that ball out right away. What you might have also noticed if you play against Haehyuns that are a little bit more on the new side is where they get their ball as you rise up from your knockdown. If the ball ends up on the same side as you as you rise, the set play is not scary at all. Basically, the ball just hits you 3 times and pushes you away, and the Haehyun gets no mix-ups. So the basic thing that happens when you are getting mixed up by Haehyun is that the red ball hits you once, whether you're stand blocking or crouch blocking, it knocks you towards them. Then they get to go high or low depending on where you are, and then they get to go high or low again if they're covering the ball correctly and you don't match. The first hit of that Haehyun wants to do a lot of the time, especially if you're close to them, is to reposition you, because the really lethal tools that Haehyun has to mix you up with are 5H and 6K. And these moves look really similar. They hit at a very similar time as well, so it's very, very difficult to fuzzy these. But the thing is that 5H only is like a scary mix-up tool if you're properly positioned. Because if you're standing or if you're too close to the opponent, 5H hits you twice. And that makes it possible to fuzzy it, because the first hit, block stun, if you hit the first hit of 5H is not an overhead. It's the second one that's the overhead. So if you're not in the right position, you can just fuzzy guard Haehyun's set play all day. But the reason that so this is why you have to reposition them. You want them to be right, about half a character length in front of you with the red ball there to threaten if they're mashing, and that's where you get your 50-50. I think it's each one of those is 16 or 17 frames, so it's people have told me that it feels reactable, but man, I just don't see it. And what's so crazy is that after you get that hit, after you win that 50-50, you deal ridiculous amounts of damage with kick loops. And that kick loops, if you do them correctly, are burst safe. It's if you burst at the wrong time, or if you launch them with 2H at the right distance, it's impossible. You can just always take their burst. And it's also possible to get for these really fraudulent resets, which I actually do all the time. And in that case, both when they burst and when you don't burst. So I mean, that's really just you guys gotta take a look at some of this footage that I've seen in the video, rewind, watch again, because God, Haehyun is just so lethal if you have these two aspects down, the mix-up and the kick loops. These two things alone, even if you don't know how to play neutral, which, you know, honestly for a long time, and I'm still grappling with playing neutral correctly, if you could just convert any random straight hit off of, like, you know, spamming 2D, you can just destroy someone's life bar. And that is why I love Haehyun, because he's just, I hear people tell me this all the time. You can, you know, it feels like, oh, I get hit once and I die, or I'm dominating you the whole round, and then you get one hit and I lose. And, you know, that must suck for someone else, for a Kai player or Amelia player that's struggling against the character. But man, it feels great as a Haehyun player. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, let me know if you enjoyed this little factual information, and I'm happy to share more about my insight into the characters. So thank you guys for watching. Take care.